Welcome back to another Honest Lego review. Today we are taking a look at a Jurassic World set from 2023. It is the Visitor Center T-Rex and Raptor Attack. It is set number 76961. It is recommended for building ages 12 and up. Comes with 693 pieces, and I paid its standard retail price of approximately $130 here in the United States. And this is the largest of the sets that LEGO did in 2023 for the Jurassic Park 30th anniversary wave. We got the Visitor Center for the first time. We get the T-Rex for the Jurassic Park films, a nice assortment of minifigures. But without further ado, let's start deconstructing the set and see how it stacks up, starting of course with those minifigures. So for the first figure, we got Alan Grant. Now, while we have gotten many Grants throughout the Jurassic World line, centering around the Jurassic Park appearances, this is a first. It depicts him at the end of the film where he's all dirty and kind of messed up. So you do have dark tan legs representing his darkened jeans from the mud. His shirt's a lot more darkened. You do get some mud splotches all over that. It's done really nicely. Same head that's in the Brachiosaurus Discovery, so there's no alternate face for that. Again, I would have liked to have seen one for Grant, especially if you're gonna put him in a set that has a hairpiece. And talking about that hairpiece, it is that Mutt Williams hair in a dark brown color. That's just to represent how his hair looks like, all darkened with the mud. And then flipping splotches, you can see he's got some nice back torso printing as well. Nice details of the shirt and more of the mud splotches. We also get Ellie Sattler, and like Alan Grant, she is representing how she looks like at the end of the film. Starting with the legs, they are not exclusive to the set. They're the same that is on the other figures in the other 30th anniversary sets. So you do also have that poor quality control of the flesh of the legs not looking quite there. But moving on to the torso, like Alan Grant's, it's a lot of a darker blue, Lego sand blue there, just representing the dirtiness of the shirt. You got some mud splotches on there as well. Looks really nice. We've got the same head we've been seeing for Ellie here. Does reflect her pretty well. She's got the Elsa Schneider hairpiece there in a different kind of more cool yellow, just to represent the lighter color of her hair at the end of the film. And then removing that hairpiece and flipping around, you can see she's got some nice back torso printing as well with the dirt splotches and whatnot. And then she's got that scared expression for an alternate face. Looking at Tim Murphy, again, it's reflecting how he looks like at the end of the film. So his blue jacket is now in a nougat color just because it was soaked with mud and discolored at the end of the film there. Same with the undershirt. You do have the short legs used to represent that he's a kid. You got the generic male kid face that was introduced with him back in 2019. Utilized pretty nicely. You got the Emmett hair in a medium nougat color as well, just to represent the mud caked hair that he has. And then flipping the hair around so you can see that alternate face and his back torso both look pretty nice. Lex, like the rest of the main characters, is decorated like how she is at the end of the film. So her torso is miscolored just due to the mud. It does look pretty nice. It does capture the details of that tank top she wears in the film pretty nicely, just kind of colored out due to the soaked mud. She's got some sand blue legs, generic female kid head that was introduced with her in 2019, much like Lex. It's been seen quite a bit since then. And then she's got the same ponytail they've been using to depict Lex. It's just in that kind of tannish yellow color, just to represent the color of her hair at the end of the film. And then flipping that around, you can see she's got a nice alternate face, more sad, and she's got a nice back torso printing as well. Next up, we got Ray Arnold. Much like Hammond and Nedry, we've got this figure before in the giant Jurassic Park D2C set back in 2019. However, this figure is done a little bit differently just to keep that other figure a little bit exclusive. So this is more representative of how he looks like after the power goes out in the film and they're dealing with that. So you have the fin hair used, pretty nicely reflects the character pretty well with a hairstyle. Head looks really nice as well. It does capture how Sam Jackson looked as his character. And you can see the torso doesn't have the lab jacket on anymore. He's got his undershirt unbuttoned and the tie loosened up. Just plain gray legs as well. Flipping him around, you can see he's got some nice back torso details, and he also has hold on to your butts kind of face there as well. So that is pretty nice. And last, for the actual minifigures, we got Dr. Wu. Now, while we have gotten him many times before in the Jurassic World sets, this is the first time we've gotten him based off of how he appears in the original Jurassic Park film. So, big thing to note, they did change his skin tone to that newer, warmer tan that does reflect the actor much better. So I really like that change. He's got that Mutt Williams hair in black, really reflects how B.D. Wong's hairstyle is in the film. He's got a really nice face print as well, really captures the character. Really nice lab coat print. It's pretty generic though, so you can use it for other stuff, but it's pretty nicely done on the front there. And then on the back, you get some nice back torso detail as well. No Jurassic Park logos whatsoever. And then he's got a more kind of scheming face by the looks of it. So really nicely done. And it's a Jurassic World set, so we gotta talk about the dinosaurs. They are considered minifigures within the set. So first off, we do get a Velociraptor in the set. It's pretty much the same mold we've gotten as always for our Lego Velociraptors. It's just colored in kind of more muted brown colors just to represent how the Velociraptors look in the film. And this is the same print that's in the 4+ $40 set, the Velociraptor Escape. So nothing new here. It's just you have the same articulation and always, where you can spin the head 360, you can move the arms up and down and the legs back and forth, and you do have 4 studs on top of the body just to play with it however you want. And much like the Velociraptor, we have gotten the T-Rex many times in this line. So the only really new thing about this is the decorations on the prints and the color scheme. So this is again more made to look how the colors of the dinos are in the Jurassic Park original film. You do get some nice dark tan mixed with regular tan, and some dark brown as well. You do get scratches printed onto the body there, and I question why. She does get the scratches battling the Velociraptors in this scene, but these look like they're healed wounds. They don't look like they're fresh, so maybe Lego wasn't comfortable with doing that. However, I would just say they should have just left them off. Yeah. Anyway, up to the head here, you can see some nice printing as well. And you do have some nice printing there as well. However, again, Lego's quality control kind of rears its ugly head. Those tan markings around the eye and the snout there, they're supposed to be the same color as the plastic, and they're not, and that is not the greatest, but moving that aside for the articulation, if you haven't seen a T-Rex before, you do have some nice movement to that head here, nice variety of movement, and the jaw does click open and it snaps shut, only in those two positions. The hands move up and down, much like the Velociraptor, and the legs move forward and back like so, and they are ratcheted so they stay wherever you put them. And then the tail does rotate as well and can rotate a full 360. Going in the main build, you do get the visitor center, and then you get the T-Rex skeleton that's sitting in the atrium. Moving the skeleton to the side, let's talk about the main building, since that is the big thing that you pay for here. The build was pretty enjoyable. It was a little repetitive though, particularly because you have to build the two sides of the wings here. You do have a nice arch built up here. You do have some nice part usage and some nice parts in some new colors, particularly to get the roof here. Those are all new recolors, and they are all exclusive to this set so far. You got a nice doorway here in the front. So starting off in the middle, you do get the doors here. They do open outwards, but there are no studs on there just to get your hands in there, so it doesn't really, I would have liked to have seen studs on there just so you can, kids can get their hands on there a lot more easily. But all around here you have this nice design. These are all stickers. They are clear backed, but they are also designed in a way where you don't have weird colors mismatching the plastic, so that is pretty good. More of that, please, Lego. You used to do it, but flipping this thing around to the back, we're going to start off inside that main atrium here. So flipping this around to the back, you do have three separate sections represented here. You do have the atrium here with the dinosaurs rule the earth vinyl piece hanging up there. You do have Wu's lab to the left, and then you do have the dining room here to the right. We're going to start here in the atrium though. Again, you do have this nice vinyl piece of the dinosaurs ruled the earth banner here. That's pretty nicely done, and it's really nicely printed. Down below there, you do have a couple of planters hanging there in the sitting on little pedestals there in the atrium as well. And then you do have the doors there that do go out, as we saw from the front. On either side, you do have these nice windows here with stickers on them, just to recreate the translucent paper walls that are in the actual building in the film. You can see the other one there with the Velociraptor. That's actually for a play feature with the set, which we'll get into when we check out the dining room. But the main play feature of this is you can recreate the dinos ruled the earth banner falling down at the end of the film, and the T-Rex being in here and it falling in front of them. However, as you can see, this is not this whole building's not to scale to the T-Rex, so the T-Rex can't really fit in front of it or anything. That is pretty much a letdown here, but you can still access the play feature. They did include it. All you have to do is there's a lever up at the top right here on this side of the building, and you really had to push because the friction of the pin that they use here doesn't really, you have to put a lot of force in it to make it launch out, and that is kind of a miss to me, but the banner just kind of drops like that. Would have liked to have seen the action feature on both sides, but they were just trying to recreate the banner dropping. So it's effective, I guess. It's not as good as it could have been, and again, you have to use like a lot of force just to get this to push out, and it really pushes out. But it is pretty easy to reset. Next, we're going to move into Dr. Wu's kind of lab here. It is built pretty nicely. They've got a lot of stuff represented here. You got the incubator with the raptor eggs here, and you do have the little arm to rotate them. You can cover the incubator up. You do have 2 tan of the tan eggs there represented pretty nicely. Nice array of part usage for that. You do have Mr. DNA kind of just on a screen there. That is a really nice reference. Really glad they included that. That is really nice. And then on this bench, you do have a little bit of more of the workspace for Wu's lab here. You do have a microscope analyzing some amber here. So that's pretty nice. Bring Wu in here just to have some scale here, so you can see really nicely done. You do have a computer showing some readouts and info on the raptor eggs. You do have the standard redesigned keyboard print used there as well. Nice representation of the 90s monitor there with the hard drive that really takes me back. You do have a nice little lamp build here as well, and then you do have that pretty standard to the Jurassic World line of that 1x1 with mosquito and amber print. So that is really nice inclusion. And lastly, we're going to take a look at the dining room where the kids are. So against this wall here, you do have the little table full of sweets that Lex and Tim sit at. Again, they have the short legs, so they can't actually sit down. So that's the best you can do. You do have a nice little plate of sweets there, and then you do have the bowl of Jell-O there represented. That is pretty nice. However, they do not give you a spoon, so you can actually put in the kids' hands just to eat. I think that is a giant missed opportunity here. Taking a look at the other side here as well, you do have a fan here hanging up, and you can spin that if you want. It's just made with airplane propeller. You do have a bouquet of roses sitting there in a vase as well. And then on the back wall here, you do have a table full of random sweets. You do have a couple of candles here sitting there just to reference the power going out and them having to use candlelights to see as well. Again, you do have the table full of sweets here. You do have a cake here. You do have a frog there sitting on the top of the cake just to represent some decoration. Of course, that is to represent the plot point of frog DNA in the Jurassic Park film. Each set kind of snuck that in there as some sort of reference. So that is pretty nice. And then in the corner there, you do have a bowl of the mango ice cream that John Hammond is seen eating in one scene. That's represented pretty nicely as well, so you can recreate that scene if you want to as well. However, again, you aren't given the Lego spoon piece, so that doesn't really, that's only partial of the scene. And what I mentioned with the atrium, with these stickers here, you can actually have the Velociraptor you can recreate that. You can recreate the kids seeing the Velociraptor there through the kind of frosted painted over glass. So that is a really cool play feature. But that does it for the visitor center. I do feel like there's a few missed opportunities here. You do get Ray Arnold in this set, but you don't get the little security area. You just get Woo's lab, and then you don't get the kitchen scene for the kids to deal with the Velociraptor. So two big areas of the visitor center that have been represented in previous sets that I really think should have been represented in the build here. And the last part of this build we have to talk about is the skeleton that sits in the atrium of the T-Rex here. You do have a sticker for the plaque there. This is very nicely built up, does utilize some nice part techniques, some nice recolors here as well. Of course, you do have the mixel ball joints used here. They're color locked to those colors, so doesn't look the greatest here. And you do have a little bit of articulation with the arms. You can move the tail however you want. You do have some nice spine detail, and you can move the head if you want. You also have this giant miss of this blue Technic piece. Wish that would have been in that tan color. They do make that piece in tan. I don't know why they didn't use it. That just looks unsightly and bad. But this T-Rex skull is actually pretty nice. Nicely done for the scale that's at. You can move the jaw as well. And I really liked how they approximated the kind of sunken eye hole detail as well. That looks really nice. I really like how this was done. So here are all the extra pieces you can expect with this set. You do get an extra bit of foliage. Otherwise, you get a flame, studs, tiles, whatnot, binoculars. And then you do get a brick separator included. That's pretty standard with any set over $80. I think they all include that regardless. So you do get one. Take a look at the instruction booklet. You do get one giant thick one. It's front cover, of course. You got the now standard cover here. Render of the set as well. Flipping it open, you do have the blurb about paper bags ever so slowly being rolled out. You do have the advertisement for the build app if you choose to use that, showing you how the brick separator works. Weirdly, you do have the Rebuild the World campaign right here. I found that very weird for that placement. You do have 5 bags worth of building. And you do have Alan Grant there sporting the progress bar for the build here. The build's pretty straightforward. I found no issues with it whatsoever. You do have 147 pages of building as well. And then you just, at the back, you do have this giant cross-sell for all the Jurassic Park 30th anniversary sets there. And you also have the parts inventory in case you need it. You got a generic minifigure representing the product feedback thing on the back as well. So taking a look at the box, it's that standard $100 plus size box. You do have the design that we see for the Jurassic Park 30th anniversary sets, where you got that hyper stylized 90s-esque box art, even though the original merchandise for Jurassic Park did not have this color scheme to the packaging whatsoever. So talking about the actual box here, you do have a nice product shot of the set. Of course, it's render, so every imperfection that is in the set is hyper corrected. So you can see that you have the set specs. You have a T-Rex roaring there in the corner. The minifigure call out, including the dinosaurs included in the set. Top of the box, you do have Alan Grant there sporting the actual size reference. Flipping around to the side, you do have a continuation of that T-Rex there, which carries all the way onto the back. You do have the nice little inclusion of all the dinosaurs there on the bottom of their shadows. Couple showcases of scenes you can recreate, as well as play features. They actually show you to drop the banner on the T-Rex. That's actually an impossibility unless you actually take that banner off and drop it yourself. And apart from that, that doesn't actually happen. In the movie, the banner falls in front of the T-Rex while it's roaring. It doesn't directly fall on the T-Rex there. So going into my final thoughts for the set, build left me kind of disappointed. I mean, it's a fun build, but there are just way too many problems here. Small stuff like the visitor center being the same size as the T-Rex, therefore you can't recreate the banner dropping play feature of the T-Rex roaring while that drops in front of it. That's aside from the fact that the play feature is very hard to work, and to get it to work properly, and how it's done is just bad to me. And then you have little stuff like not giving the kids spoons for the Jello scene, but including that scene anyway. You're missing big parts of the visitor center, like the kitchens and the security room and the embryo storage. You're missing those big scenes and big parts of the visitor center, and I feel like this build, while it is well done for how it's designed, there are just way too many glaring issues for me there. Minifigures are all spot on. I really like how they were done. I do have my nitpicks of, I think Alan Grant should have came with a double-sided head for alternate expressions. Other figures are really good to get. Jurassic Park version of Dr. Wu for the first time. Very Arnold in case you miss it. Big D to C and can't afford it anymore since it's retired. All great inclusions here. But Lego also dropped the ball here on quality. Particularly with the prints on Ellie in all the sets she's in. That flesh print on her legs is been consistently poor for me, so that is just a huge problem. And then you do get the issue of the tan prints on the Velociraptor and the T-Rex. It's less noticeable on the Velociraptor, but on the T-Rex, on that head, you can see compared with the actual product to what's shown on the box art, you can see what the colors are supposed to be, and they're just not. I will commend Lego though for having the stickers here be the clear backed variety, and then just not having any of the pre-colored parts that would have caused them to mismatch with the plastic they're on. That is a good job that deserves to be commended. But that is going to lead me into the price of this thing, which is $130. And as I've said in previous Jurassic World reviews, most of that price, you are paying for the dinosaur. So you do get a T-Rex here, so that is pretty much eating up some of that price tag. And you do get a Velociraptor here as well. So you're gonna have to buy the smaller set just to get 2 of them, but that's beside the point. You do get 1. So those combined, I would say are worth about $40 of this set, which leaves $90 for the actual build of the visitor center. And for that, given everything that that it's missing and everything, I think that this is a worthy pickup, but please get it at a massive sale. It is not worth that $130 price tag. So that's what I have to think about this set. It does get a 6 out of 10 from me. Again, it's a nice set. It's a worthy part of the 30th anniversary. It's just missing so much, and so much of it could have been done a lot better. That I recommend it, but recommend it at a steep discount. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Have you picked this up yet? Do you have the same issues as me? Do you not? Let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Ring that bell so you're notified when I upload new content. And as always, have a great day and keep building, and I will see you in the next video.